Welcome to returnpolicy.com, your ultimate guide to return and cancellation policies. Let's get started.
Etsy is kinda unique since it's a marketplace full of independent sellers. Return policies can really depend on the shop. There are some general rules in place to keep buyers protected. So whether you're just discovering Etsy or you're a regular shopper, this video is gonna walk you through how returns, refunds, and exchanges work on the platform. Alright, let's kick things off with a common question. Who pays for return shipping? Well, that actually depends. It can vary from shop to shop. And here's another thing people often ask. Does Etsy charge restocking fees? Good news, nope. Etsy itself doesn't charge any restocking fees. So, what's Etsy's return and refund policy? Well, since Etsy is made up of tons of independent shops, return and refund policies can vary quite a bit. Some sellers are totally cool with returns, while others only accept them if something goes wrong. Like if your order arrives damaged, doesn't show up at all, or isn't as described. That's why it's super important to check the return policy listed on the items page before you hit that buy button. Now, if you do run into issues like your item never arrives or it's completely different from what was promised, Etsy's got your back with their purchase protection program, which might get you a full refund. What about exchanges? Exchanges are kind of a gray area on Etsy. They're totally up to the seller. So, if you're thinking about swapping something out, you'll need to message the seller directly and see if they're open to it. Pro tip: ask before you buy, especially if an exchange option is a deal breaker for you. How long does it take to get a refund? Once a seller agrees to issue a refund, it usually takes around 3 to 5 business days to show up in your account. But hey, the exact timing depends on how you paid and how fast your bank processes things, so it might vary a little. How do you actually return something on Etsy? Here's the quick rundown. Reach out to the seller. Just head to your Purchases and Reviews section, find the item, and click Contact the Shop. Let them know why you want to return it and ask for their return instructions. Ship it back. Unless the seller offers to cover return shipping, that costs on you. Use a trackable shipping service and hang on to that receipt. Wait for your refund. Once the seller gets the item back and confirms it's in its original condition, they'll go ahead and issue your refund, either full or partial, depending on their shop policy. You can keep an eye on the refund status in your Purchases and Reviews page. Who covers return shipping on Etsy? Alright, let's talk shipping costs. In most cases, you, the buyer, are responsible for return shipping, unless the seller says otherwise in their shop policy or if the item you got isn't as described. That said, some sellers might offer to cover return shipping as a nice gesture, so it really depends on the shop. Can you return something without a receipt? Short answer, nope. You'll need some kind of proof of purchase to return an item on Etsy. If you checked out as a guest, you'll first need to link that order to an Etsy account so you can get access to your receipt, and open a case if it ever comes to that. What about returning used items? Returning something you've already used? That's usually a no-go. Most Etsy sellers won't accept used items unless the product was faulty or not as described. To be safe, the item should be in the same condition as when it arrived. Do you need the original packaging to make a return? Sellers often prefer and sometimes require that returns be sent back in their original box or packaging. So if you're planning to return something, message the seller first and ask what they need from you packaging-wise. Can you return an item without the tags? This one's a little tricky. Etsy isn't a single brand, it's a marketplace of many different shops, and every seller has their own rules. Some might need tags still attached for a return, others might not care. Best bet? Check the shop's policy or ask directly. What if you got the item as a gift? Can you return it? Yep, but the same rules apply. You'll still need proof of purchase, and the seller has to agree to the return. So make sure the gifter passes along that receipt just in case. How do you actually contact Etsy? If you've tried everything with the seller and still need help, you can reach out to Etsy support by opening a case through your account. Or, for more info and contact options, head over to the Etsy Help Center. Wrapping it all up. So at the end of the day, Etsy returns really come down to the individual shop's policy. Always read the fine print, Message the seller if you have questions and keep receipts handy, just in case. And remember, if things go sideways, Etsy's Purchase Protection Program and support team are there to help you sort it out. So if you ever need to make a request or sort something out with Etsy, we've got you covered. Just head to our website for direct links to all the right pages. You can check your order status, and we've included step-by-step info on how to do that too. Got questions or need help with anything else? You can also hop over to Etsy's Help Center for support. And the best part? As a shopper, you can grab some awesome Etsy deals. We've dropped the link to all the current offers right in the video description. So there you have it, everything you need for a smoother, smarter shopping experience on Etsy.
Thanks for watching! Check out the links below for more. Drop your questions in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for future updates. See you in the next video.